Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar. Welcome to my channel, and I'm glad that you're here today. So in this timeless reading, so whenever you come across this video, it can be meant for you. This will tell you about what to expect over the next 2 weeks. I think these are really fun videos. I like hearing about kind of that energy over the next 2 weeks, so I think I like doing them. So I hope you guys enjoy it too, and I hope it brings you insight into your next few weeks. So we have 4 groups today. On group number 1, we have the dendritic opal. On group number 2, we have this multicolored heart. On group number 3, we have blue obsidian, and on group number 4, we have opal and celestite combined there, mixed up. So yeah, I definitely encourage you to tune into your pile and see where you're feeling drawn. The timestamps will be down below. I want to thank you all so much for your support and being here today. I appreciate all your likes and comments, so hopefully I get to hear about how you guys are doing, how you're doing and what you expect over the next 2 weeks, if it sounds like it's going to resonate. And of course, if you want to come back with updates, you're encouraged. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello my friends, so if you chose group number 1 with this dendritic opal, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up for you over the next 2 weeks. So I finally found the deck I've been wanting to use. I wanted to use the Ethany's Awakened Soul deck, and I couldn't find it for the life of me, and I finally found it. So I'm excited I get to use it again. We have the card of rebirth. So there's that energy coming through. We also have confront, to address your challenges and problems, to stand firm in the face of conflict, to face your fears or enemy. Boundaries, that's a boundary card. And then we have peace as well. So we have Two of Swords, justice. I feel like for a lot of you there might be rights being wronged. Sorry, wow, I said that backwards. Wrongs being righted is something that really comes to me. So I feel like a lot of you might actually have something that's been maybe where you felt wronged. It might be that you are getting it righted in your life, or you're feeling like something's coming out in your favor. I feel like for a lot of you, if you've been kind of worried about the outcome of something, it's all going to come out very fine. And fair for everyone involved. Of course, with the Justice card, of course, this can talk about possibilities of court cases in which you would be favored, okay? But that's not for all of you, That's just very specific for those of you going through that situation. Now, with confront, we have that idea that I feel like for some of you guys are actually confronting something you've been avoiding. So whether that's paying a bill or working through something difficult, there feels like a lot of you have this energy where you're just ready to kind of like get over something, or can finally confront the skeletons, or I don't know, there's just this very strong energy coming through for that. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of standing in the to face your fears, or people that are against you as well. So some of you might actually have an encounter with somebody that you feel afraid of, or maybe you're not feeling so afraid anymore, or maybe it's a situation, maybe you have to speak up for yourself as an example, and it's something that will kind of turn out in your favor. And I feel like when you confront this, it's like you find peace. So this might be, even for some of you, like contacting someone from before, maybe where you've been feeling as if things ended badly. There might be some sort of resolution, I feel like, to this kind of situation. So I do want to say, as a general whole, those of you that were drawn to group number 1, you are confronting fears and finding, and in confronting those fears or those challenges, you are finding peace, essentially. So the rebirth card is a beautiful card, and it really flows so well with this reading. It talks about, trusting your ability to start new. And it says here, there is a time of new beginnings around you. You may have felt the stir of this energy, or had clear visions that change was on the way. This may require you to walk away from things that you've gotten used to and attached to. Are you willing to walk away free into your future? This card is a reminder to take the time to allow for cleansing, healing, and rebirth in your spiritual practice. This can be done through cleansing, sweat lodges, a rebirthing session, or regression or soul retrieval. Feel what is right for you at this time and for your further development. If you feel like you've been pushing a boulder uphill, this is a sign that a new beginning is needed. You're not being asked to abandon what you've put your energy into, but to be open to something new and better arriving. No matter what's going on around you, a new beginning or fresh start is on the horizon. This can be in any area of your life. You're currently in a time of powerful transformation transformation. Embrace it. The more open you are, the easier it will be to incorporate this change. Very nice. And the personal reflection over the next 2 weeks for you guys is what no longer serves you well in your life. And again, sometimes that's scary to let things go when we know that we're kind of avoiding change because we're scared of change. Right? And so for some of you, it might be that you're confronting these things in your life, what doesn't work for you, whether it's, your current living situation or, certain relationships you have in your life or certain, jobs you're in or certain situations you're in, that you find yourself in. And I feel like I do want to say a lot of you are making a conscious choice over the next 2 weeks to kind of change things. There's also a wish being granted for you guys, so that's very beautiful too. So it seems like something's coming out in your favor. Some sort of wish is going to come through over the next 2 weeks. It's going to make you feel really good. We also have the marriage card. So some of you obviously are going to be focusing on your marriage, or maybe this has something to do with a marriage. Maybe if you are... Maybe there are thoughts for some of you, this is really around a marriage. And of course, that's going to be specific to some of you and probably not resonate with everyone. So please don't feel like if this card's here, it's not your reading. Everybody needs their own sign, when it comes to this. But marriage can talk about commitment. And I always say that, it's like a long-term thing. So maybe for some of you, you're even confronting long-term behaviors, long-term problems, long-term things that you've been committed to, as an example. And I think when we have committed situations, that's when it's the scariest to leave because we're used to it, we're comfortable with it, and we're kind of, married to this idea. And so for some of you, might be experimenting with new possibilities as well. So some of you might be thinking about moving or... there are a lot of different ways, obviously, that this could come out, and I don't want to, inject too much information because I don't want to, alienate some of you thinking it's not your situation, but I can definitely tell you, your mind's very sharp over these next 2 weeks. I want to say that you're making really good decisions for not only for yourself, but for other people in your life. I feel like some of you might even have someone come to you for advice over these next few weeks. I feel like you're in a very, very balanced position right now. And yeah, it really comes through very strongly for me that you guys have a really strong sense of self over these next 2 weeks as well. I want to get a message from here. Everything isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. That's a beautiful message because, let me just get one more. Yeah. I learned the way on the way. Again, for those of you who are trying to confront something new, or confront something old, to leave it, kind of change it as an example. Of course, the fear of change often comes up because we don't know what lies beyond. And we don't know what that is. And there's this sort of message here for you. You learn on the way. It's not something, you don't have to know every detail about the future. Just allow it to kind of unfold naturally. And with this, everything isn't happening to me, it's happening for me, is such a good attitude to have, because sometimes when we have things that happen to us and we're like, oh, why is this happening to me? But oftentimes those why is this happening to me turns into, wow, I can't believe this happened for me. It led to this. Even difficult times usually turn around in the end because we get something out of it. There's some sort of benefit that's kind of, and that, I feel like this for you, that there is a sense of this stuff is all happening to you, for you, essentially. It's for your growth, for your future, for your, it's good for you, is essentially what I'm getting. One second. I want to get a little bit more here. I'll try to keep this somewhat short, not too long, not too crazy. So yeah, a wish is granted. Where, in what area for the majority of watching group number 1 is this wish going to be granted? What is this about? Okay, we've got one. So the 6 of Spring, rescue dog, mixed breed. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship, or find that you're singled out for special recognition. You've done an amazing job and you deserve all the attention. So this might be about getting some sort of, success, winning something, being a winner, being victorious in something, being seen by other people. So for those of you that are in a position to maybe be recognized, that you might be having this recognition come to you over the next 2 weeks that's going to make you feel really good, essentially. So that's beautiful. And you know what? I think I actually might do some charms for the next 2 weeks. I often don't, but I think this is one of those times where I think it'd be fun. So let's do it. Okie dokie. Let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got happy birthday. So maybe for some of you, you're celebrating a birthday in these next 2 weeks, or someone special or close to you is. If it is your birthday coming up, happy birthday. Oh, yes, we have Capricorn here. So I do see recognition and success here. I do feel like work-wise, there could be a lot of focus on future development, on forward movement, getting to the top. Again, there might be a leadership aspect or public recognition coming for real, because the Capricorn in the 10th house represents that in astrology. We also have the hummingbird, so I do feel like you're going to be quite busy. That's what I think of it with hummingbirds. I think time, actually, I feel like the next 2 weeks might move quite quickly for you, because we also have the clock here too. So I'm thinking that these next 2 weeks might fly by for you very quickly. I do feel a very playful energy because we have the hummingbird and the dolphin. There's also a sense of like lightheartedness. So I feel like, especially if you've been going through a difficult time, I want to say that it's going to become more peaceful and you're going to feel much better about things. No way. Look at this. Wishes do come true. So there is a wish coming through over the next 2 weeks. Beautiful. We have the tree here, so there might be focus on health and family, is what I think of when I see the tree charm. And possibilities here. We also have the cat. So the cat, maybe you're spending a little bit more time alone at times, a lot more thoughtful, pensive energy, because we see the back of the cat, so I also feel like there's some alone time, is what I'm getting. And we get this with the mermaid too. She kind of looks like pensive and thoughtful, so there might be a lot of times where you're just sort of thinking and reflecting. Let's see what else we've got. We've got be. Yeah, and just being. Some of you might be really focused on meditation practices over the next 2 weeks as well. We have this map here with the bottle. This is a treasure island charm. So again, I think of treasure coming toward you or something good happening for you. I also feel like important messages might come in over the next 2 weeks as well. And we have this charm here. It says, kind, free, true, peace, brave, strong, happy, thankful, compassionate. So I feel like your energy is quite balanced. You're going to have a range of emotions, and generally just quite a good next 2 weeks, I think. I love the energy of like confronting things that aren't working for you and trying to fix them. I feel like that's such a strong energy for you, but it's like you're doing it in just the right way. I feel like your mind is so clear during this time. You're able to kind of make good decisions. So trust yourself over these next 2 weeks. Trust yourself to make the right decisions or know the right things to do. Because I feel like a lot of you will be able to kind of discern so much better maybe than you usually do. And with that comes that peace. And again, I do feel like a lot of you might be confronting things you've been kind of connected to. Like I said, with the marriage card, it could be a literal marriage, but it could also be, and some of you may just be focused on your marriage. But of course, like, for a good majority of you that aren't married, I would say that it's like thinking about what you want to be committed to. What do you want to be tied up to? It's a contract, marriages, and what contracts do you need to break? Which contracts do you need to make in your life? Thinking of it just in that sense, So that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 1 for the next 2 weeks. I hope that this reading resonates with you. I hope it gives you some insight into the next 2 weeks, and I'm wishing you all lots of love and blessings. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Hey friends, if you chose group number 2 here with this beautiful heart Stephen got me, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and dig in and find out what's happening for you over the next 2 weeks. What can you expect? This is timeless, of course, so if you're coming across this at a later date, don't worry. It can still resonate. We have surrender. Ooh, I love this card. It's so beautiful. I love whales. I love them. Career, work, and business. So again, it seems like a lot of you are very much focused on your career endeavors, on work. And we have acceptance. Sorry. So 2 energies coming through, that there is an acceptance, that there's surrender. So I feel like a lot of you, I want to say that what comes to my mind is that it will be a pretty peaceful 2 weeks ahead, okay? I feel like in some ways you are just peaceful and you're fine. I don't feel like you're surrendering something or accepting something necessarily. I do feel like you're going to meet someone new, but we'll get into that in a minute. I feel like generally the next 2 weeks should be like not uneventful, but I feel like everything's just fine. Like, I feel like you're just going to be fine. Everything's going to flow fine. I don't see drama. That's the vibe I get when I see these cards, okay? So, like I said, I don't really feel like you're letting go of something. Of course, maybe you're surrendering to certain fears and doing something new. I see with the Fool in the time to act that there will be some moves that you'll be making over the next 2 weeks, or you're being encouraged by Spirit to make these moves. Some of you might be needing to start something new, and it might be kind of a risky thing. I feel like for some of you this might have to do with career, work, or business, okay? So some of you might be implementing new business ideas or changes, and it's like, now's the time. So if some of you have been contemplating about whether it's a good time or not to start something new, it's the time in this next 2 weeks from the time you watch this, okay? I feel like it's time to make some bold moves, to put yourself out there. And again, with the Knight of Swords too, I get like communication, and the Knights to me are all very much action oriented. So I feel like this is action, essentially, you're getting. I feel like you might talk a lot this week or connect with a lot of people. And here we have the Chairfield. So it does say someone new is entering your life. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card to maybe find out more about who this person might be that's entering your life at this time. Let me just grab this deck here. Yeah, there we go. So, Spirit Guides, group number 2. Who's entering their life? Can you describe this person? The 5 of Summer. The Dragonfly. And the Princess of Spring. Okay, so we have, that's beautiful, dragonfly and monarch butterfly. So the 5 of Summer is like the 5 of Cups, essentially. It says, focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. And then we have the Princess of Spring, energetic, outgoing, optimistic, and creative. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. Well, I have to say that the new person entering your life is energetic, and I would say that they do tend to look on the bright side. I knew that fire energy was going to come out, so I have a strong feeling this could be somebody with strong fire placements. And what I mean by fire placements is, of course, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and like the top, inner planets, I would say, or the ascendant. But also maybe somebody with a lot of energy in fire houses even. So the 1st, 5th, and 9th house in particular. So maybe that could be a clue for you guys. But I feel like this is definitely somebody who's very creative, a lot of good ideas, and somebody who tends not to wallow too much in their life. They tend to move forward energetically. This could be somebody younger as well, okay? So, but whatever it is, or whoever it is, I guess, sorry, I would say that they're probably going to bring some new, fresh ideas for you, and maybe some new things to think about is what I'm getting. New things to think about. And although you may not get some new ideas from them over the next 2 weeks, I think this person is going to be pivotal in feeding you new ideas for the future and kind of giving you, sorry, I'm closing my deck up. So I feel like they're going to give you new ideas in your life and be kind of instrumental in maybe some changes that will be ahead. Let's see. So, we've got that energy. And, of course, there's that Knight of Swords, too, there. So, I do feel like they'll strike up a conversation with you, possibly, as well. Let's see. So, we have that Surrender card. Let's read that a little bit. If I can find it. There we go. Acceptance, relinquishing control, awe, and yielding. So, it says here, today you're being asked to gracefully hand over the need to control the path and outcome of the situation. This can be hard, especially when you've invested so much. When you try to control, you put up blocks. When you relinquish control, you create space for things to move again. If you're able to give it over with grace, ease soon follows. This card also holds a message of accepting where you are. It does not serve you or others to deny where you are. When you accept and give up your projections and illusions, you can move forward. Are you being challenged to give up something to a higher power, and how does that challenge you? Allow something outside of yourself to bring you miracles. Surrender is also allowing yourself to be totally present in the moment, to be open to feeling powerful emotions, to being in awe of the majesty and magic around you. Surrender to the way you feel completely. Surrender to love. For those of you who crave freedom, this is a powerful card. The more you can work to loosen the grip you have of the journey and outcome, the more free you can be. And I do feel like for some of you, you might actually be making a really bold move over these next 2 weeks. Maybe your guys are doing something completely different than what you expected or what you'd normally do. Okay, I definitely get that. And it says, trust that you're going to be provided for and that good things will be consistently happen to you and they will really find a way to become reality. That's funny with the Fool, because that's all about trusting and just jumping into something and allowing it, just surrendering and saying, you know, F it, I'm going to do it. So I really feel like something completely new for you guys. Okay? The personal reflection with the surrender card is about, do I trust that the universe has my back? So not worrying so much about what the outcome is, but just allowing yourself to fall into something huge. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to be making some sort of pivotal changes when it comes to your life, to be honest. So beautiful, beautiful. Let me see, anything else? Like I said, I feel like there are lots of conversations ahead over the next 2 weeks. I do think that you'll be quite talkative, or you'll have to talk to quite a lot of people. I feel like a lot of you are just experiencing new things, and I just feel like there's a strong focus on career and work. I'm going to go ahead and get some charms. I'm not going to keep this reading too long, just kind of a broad sense of what's going to happen or occur over the next 2 weeks. So let's get some charms. Okay. I do feel like a lot of you are going to be greatly admired by those around. I'm getting strong Leo energy. I don't know if where Leo falls in your chart, or if you have anything that kind of is touched by Leo, but I feel like a lot of you might find more compliments from people and more admiration outside. So you might actually, some of you might even get a compliment on something you're wearing or how you're looking, or a hairstyle or something like that. I feel like there's complementary energy coming toward you, okay? We also have, she believed she could, so she did. And then we have that Jack charm. So that makes me think that you guys are achieving something and believing in yourself in something, or you're being called to. in any case, some of you might be working a lot on hobbies as well that I'm getting. And again, the 5th house, Leo, as well, because I'm getting Leo right here. It can talk about, you know, taking a gamble, taking a risk. We have I love you and love and be loved. So I do feel like a lot of you have love in your life, whether it's from friends, family, there's support around you. I really do feel there could be a focus on family as well, because we have the Cancer charm here too. So, you know, that's connected to the moon and to the 4th house. So again, there might be a lot of focus around home and family, your roots and stuff like that, for sure. We have the Fish here, which talks to me of abundance in particular and things multiplying. So I get the sense of you guys making good choices for your abundance in the future. We also have BFF, so I feel like friendship is very much a big part of the next 2 weeks, and you might be spending a lot of time with a best friend. The chair field, of course, could indicate that for some of you, you might have somebody who turns into a best friend pretty soon coming into your life over the next 2 weeks. We also have Cinderella here. So the dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. And she, you know, she takes some risks in her life too, so you might want to do that. And we have the Sense and Sensibility charm. It was funny because I knew a book charm was going to come out. I felt like it was going to come out, and I was going to say that some of you are reading new books, or you're encouraged to read new books over the next 2 weeks. So that's a confirmation for that thought right there. And so, yeah, some of you might even watch, you know, or read Sense and Sensibility, but because that's what it is specifically. But if you want to see it up close, there we go. Yeah, but you know, I feel like in general, just books or reading something new. We also have this little skeleton here, so a little bit of toxic stuff, maybe detoxing a little bit, getting rid of things. Yeah. Maybe acting upon toxic situations in your life or things that aren't working well for you. I could definitely see you kind of doing that as well. But I feel like overall the next 2 weeks for you guys is going to be very good. Very good. A lot of fun, a lot of admiration, like I said, trying something new, friendship, family. Seems very positive for the next 2 weeks. So, beautiful. So excited to tell you guys that. So I hope this reading was insightful and fun for you guys to listen to. I hope it comes true, really, because it feels so good, to be honest. It feels like a very good energy. So trying new things, taking chances, maybe for some of you, a hobby could turn into a career, and you might be working at that over this next, you might even, for some of you, have some insight in terms of potential money paths, as an example, down the road. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 2. I'm wishing you a very, very blessed 2 weeks ahead. Take care, and I'll see you all next time. Hello, my friends that chose group number 3 here with this blue obsidian. This is your message for the next 2 weeks ahead. So what's happening? What can you expect to pop up in your life? Let's find out. Let's see. So we have the magic card. Beautiful. Some of you might be literally focusing on magical practices, okay? For some of you, that's going to be something you're focused on. So maybe some of you are working some magic in your life. We also have commit. So to dedicate, to devote, or pledge yourself to persist, to not give up or give in, to choose something fully. Success. Committing to success. You know what else I'm getting is that for some of you, and of course this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but I feel like some of you might be committing yourself to a new craft or a new, maybe for some of you, a magical path in some way. Okay, we also have surrender. So group number 2 also had a surrender card. And I feel like for a lot of you, I want to say the next 2 weeks should be quite peaceful. Like almost as if what happens, happens. It's like, it feels chill for me. I don't feel like big things are happening necessarily. I mean, here we have the Lovers and the Star. So I want to say that a lot of you might be hopeful about a future connection. I want to say that for a lot of you, this looks like relationship could be a focus, or romantic relationships could be a focus. Maybe some of you are, if you're not currently, seeing anyone as an example, you might be trying to manifest that person in. Maybe some of you are even doing some sort of spell work to bring in new love or to bring in a soulmate. If that's the case, I want to tell you that that's going to be coming in, and it's going to be effective. But the other thing I wanted to say is that some of you might be healing relationships or starting out new with a new relationship. Some of you might be getting to know somebody where there's a lot of potential. I want to say with the Star, there's hope for the future, that there's this sort of dreamy aspect. So I want to say the overall energy for you guys is very beautiful, very, very nice. And I would say not much drama. Again, maybe there's a commitment coming in for some of you that you've been hoping for. So some of you might be getting a little bit more commitment from somebody in your life. I just want to say that I feel like romantic relationships are strong and they're good for those of you that have them, okay? We also have the Caterpillar, so things will not always be this way. A change is coming. And the Arrow, you're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life, which I'm going to read about. I'm going to get some cards to kind of clarify maybe the main energy for the majority of you when it comes to this. So the Arrow for group number 3, and where are they on the right path in? Like, what does this pertain to? Oh, life experience, the Cuckoo. Important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions you know are right for you. So, wow. Maybe for some of you, you know what I feel like is going on here is that you're going to be confronted probably over the next month. So this is 2 weeks out. I want to say that probably this won't come through in the next 2 weeks, but it's about to after this 2-week period. You're going to start to get some sort of options and changes coming towards you. And Spirit wants you to know that these are the right things. So some of you, it might be job offers. For others of you, it might be moving somewhere new, doing something new, starting something new. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but pay attention to that new thing that comes into your life over the next, I would say in the next 3 to 4 weeks, okay? So the next month. More so than the next 2 weeks. Now, for some of you, it may come through in the next 2 weeks, but I feel for the majority of you, it's about there, like just about there. It's just not falling into the prediction because we're looking at the 2 weeks ahead. Yep, Ace of Spring, White Tiger, a wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and passionately pursue every possibility. Wow, so I definitely feel like a lot of you are trying something new, and yeah, it's what is beautiful here, and for those of you that are like, for some of you, you might be wanting that thing that really aligns with you on a soul level, and that's what's kind of coming towards you. Something that you can actually commit to and be in connection with for a long period of time. So for those of you that are wanting that life guidance or wanting to know what you need to do, who you're meant to be, you're going to get information on this. We also have the magic card, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. It says magic has arrived in your reading today as a reminder that you have the power to change your path when things aren't where your heart desires. You do this through the thoughts you have and the choices that you make. This, coupled with magical workings, can change your life. No one else is more invested or able to create this change than you. Energy manifests it in so many different ways. All things are divine and all things are magic, and you have this gift inside you already. You do not have to be born into a magical family or ancient lineage to claim your personal magic. Rituals, wishes, prayers, and spellcrafts are called for you at this time, however you choose to practice divine magic in your life. You know, guys, those of you that watch me a lot know, well, I practice magic myself. So, I'm a bit of a practitioner myself. Sometimes, you know, kind of like folky type of stuff. But yeah, some of you might want to look into like maybe candle magic or something like that. Or, I don't know, maybe some of you are exploring that part of yourself, even if it's just manifestation or prayer, you know. So this card also represents taking responsibility for where you are and for the future you can create. Personal responsibility is one of the very first steps to a healthy and dynamic magical practice. The final message of this card is that there's magic is everywhere if you're open to it and look for it. Now here we have the personal reflection of where can I find more magic in my everyday life? So again, I feel like there's a lot of magical things going on around you, but essentially you're also trying to create more magic in your life as well. And again, remember you have the power. Even with commit, magic, and surrender, those three cards together, it tells me that some of you might be really challenging yourself to commit to things, because maybe in some ways you've surrendered on something that actually you have a lot more control over. And maybe for some of you it's something you know you're meant for, but you kind of give up, or you're not really. That's something I'm really getting strongly for some of you. It's like you kind of surrender and you're like, yeah, well, I don't know if it's meant for me. But it's almost like you're not trying hard enough. You're not committing yourself hard enough. You're not sticking with it enough for some of you, okay? And you'll know if that message is for you because it's going to hit you in a way where you're like, ah, shit, I know what she means, okay? You know what I mean? So if that doesn't like hit you that way, then it's not your message, okay? Anyways, just saying. But I do feel, and for some of you, it's like maybe you're questioning something. Like, is this what I am meant to be doing? Yeah, you are. You're just not trying hard enough, or you need to try harder, or you need to change something about it, you know, is what I'm getting. Sorry, I'm getting passionate. Sound kind of aggressive, don't I? It's my Aries Mercury. I'm like, get off your ass and do it. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so let's get some charms and see next 3 weeks ahead for group number 3. Oh, shoot. Okie dokie. Some of you might be exploring your roots a bit, by the way I'm getting. Because we have the tree here, and what else triggered me? Something else triggered me here, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know, maybe some of you are exploring your ancestral roots or getting in touch with certain things inside of your lineage or something like that. I'm also, oh, we have London here too, so maybe for some of you you're in London, thinking about England, okay? Maybe thinking about travel, possibilities. Of course, we have Big Ben there, I think, on there, so maybe you're thinking about time. And time is ticking. We have made with love, so some of you might be crafting or doing something, creating something with love. We also have that egg here, and I feel like for some of you, you're doing something that's going to hatch soon, but not yet. And again, we got that with that caterpillar and the arrow. It's almost like you guys are working on something, and you'll have your break, but it's just not there yet. It's still incubating. I really feel like that. And then we have the 4-leaf clover, so I do feel like luck is on your side. I do feel like you'll have some lucky occurrences over the next few weeks. And look at that, we have never, never give up. So again, you're being told not to give up on something. Like, keep doing it. And I think of the horse as, you know, action oriented, especially this one. It's very movement oriented. It seems like it's in movement. So I feel like there we have that. The wolf here, so maybe for some of you, you're guided by a wolf, or wolves are important to you at this time. We also have Pisces, so dreams, faraway land, sometimes with Pisces, could be that. So some of you might be dreaming about a faraway place. Dreams might be heightened, though. And again, a subconscious. There's also surrendering with Pisces. There's that energy of the 12th house in Pisces as surrender and that sort of thing. We also have a cameo, so some of you might be actively taking a little bit more selfies, or you might post one that gets really popular. That's what I think of when I see the cameo. We also have thank you, so I feel appreciation coming towards you over the next few weeks too. And again, the leaf, it always reminds me of changing leaves or leaves turning over. It's like turning over a new leaf, right? That's what comes to me. And then we have learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. That's so beautiful because the star came out. And I do feel like there's hope. And there's so much potential here I feel like you have. There's a treasure map that you still haven't even unlocked inside of yourself. And I feel like you're discovering some of these things over the next month. Because I feel like this energy really for a lot of you is going to extend over out of these 2 weeks. It's like it's happening, it's percolating, it's coming, you know, that sort of thing. And it's going to happen in a different time frame for everyone. But I feel like changes are coming. Okay, so beautiful. That is what I've got for you for the next 2 weeks ahead. Hopefully I kept it short and sweet enough for you guys. And oh, look at, wait, hold on. We have one that fell out. It's a heart. So following your heart's desires, connection could be also important. I feel like a lot of you might have some activity in your love life happening over the next 2 weeks. Some of you, I don't know, maybe some of you are experiencing soulmate connections as well. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I really hope this brought insight and guidance to your next 2 weeks. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Hey, my friends. So if you chose group number 4 here with the Celestite and Opal Stone, this is your reading. So let's dive right in and figure out what's happening for you over the next 2 weeks. What kind of energy are you going to be experiencing? What's going to be, yeah, what's popping? Okay, we have forgiveness. Beautiful. That poem by the Why the Caged Bird Sings. Gosh, why is her name always slips my mind. Like, I feel so stupid because I've read so much of her work, and I don't know why her name always slips my mind. It's like I've got a weird blockage with it. So weird. I almost wanna Maya Angelou, right? That's her name. Interesting. Okay, I don't know why I can't ever remember that. But that poem comes to my mind. Some of you might encounter over the next 2 weeks that poem. It might pop up on Pinterest or on Facebook or something like that. Or maybe you're going to see her name pop up in your life. Maybe for some of you there's a message to be found in that poem. Okay? We have courage here. Self-love. The Nine of Cups. The Three of Cups. And the torch and the teapot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I like the next two weeks for you guys, okay? So first of all, we have a lot of good things coming your way, okay? I feel like generally the next 2 weeks overall energy is very beautiful. I think it's very relaxing. It's very calm. I feel like a lot of you are going to be very much focused on friendship and those that, you know, really work in your favor, that care about you. It feels good. Like, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to go out, be around friends. But not only that, it's also like you get a good amount of alone time and a good amount of social time. So for whatever, I feel like everyone has a good balance for themselves, you know. I feel like that's very much balanced in the next 2 weeks, okay? So, because some of us I'm like one of myself, I need a lot more time alone. Maybe than some people. Like my husband, he likes much more social activity than I do. I can only handle so much. My husband's much more likely to be like, talk to everyone. So he needs much more social connection. I feel like that's just balanced for you, essentially, is what I get. So it's like you get the right amount of social interaction, you get a right amount of alone time. Some of you are really finding forgiveness for a certain situation, obviously, because with the Awakened Soul card, we do have that forgiveness card popping up. I'm going to go ahead and read the message with this particular card. Man, I was trying to find this deck everywhere. I bought it, used it once, and then I just did not have time to use it. Or not have, well, I lost it. Or find it. So I found it. It was in the bookcase. I put it in backwards, so the title wasn't showing on it, and that's what was throwing me off. Anyway, we have forgiveness. The symbol is an open bird cage, and it says it's time to give yourself permission to be free. There's no point in holding on to the past or to the wrongs, unfairness, or trauma that reside there. You do not live or belong in the past. If you've been holding on to something for so long that it feels shameful or like giving up to let go, acknowledge that this is just the ego trying to keep you stuck and in pain. Forgiving ourselves can be hard, but when it's done and accepted as a part of your spiritual work, incredible transformation can happen in your life. Forgiveness is an inside job and an outside job. Come to situations through love and understanding, for when you do, forgiveness is easier to allow and takes less time to process. Be kind and gentle to yourself through this process and give yourself some grace. You may need to forgive people or yourself more than once. See your future free from any harmful energies and memories of the past. Let go of those negative emotions and enjoy a light and joyful heart, which I really feel like you guys are in that energy. I'm not even saying that you guys are going to actively be forgiving someone this week or in the next 2 weeks, I guess. I would say that this is just an energy of feeling lighthearted and free, and kind of free of so even if it's like you don't need anyone to forgive, it's just showing, I think, that you are in a lighthearted mood, you know, that you're free from any sort of restraints, you know, like basically. The personal reflection of this card is, who needs forgiveness and what would that allow for me in my future? So that's such an interesting question to ask. Like, what would it allow you to be if you forgave? There have been many times, I feel like, in my own life where I'm like, if I could just let the situation go, I would feel so much more lighthearted. And maybe for some of you, that's an energy that you need to embrace. Like, focusing on what letting go, what forgiving would actually mean for you. Would it mean less worry, less stress, less sleepless nights, as an example? And focusing on how you can, free yourself from specific situations that kind of, and generally just see where your mind wanders over the next 2 weeks too, because maybe there are certain things that kind of linger there that need to be forgiven or let go of. Of course, you might discover some of these things as you're going along over these next 2 weeks. With self-love, though, I do feel like you guys, and Nine of Cups too, I do feel like you guys are focusing more on yourself. So some of you might be pampering yourself a bit more, or doing things that are good for yourself or make you feel good, make you feel fancy, some of you. Maybe for some of you might be getting a new haircuts or changing things about your appearance. But I also see spiritual development, enlightenment, and awareness and understanding coming through. So I do see a lot of spiritual growth happening. I kind of want to take a card on that, but I'm thinking... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I wanted to grab this deck. There we go. Almost like... So where is the most spiritual development happening in enlightenment? Spiritual development and enlightenment happening for group number 4. I'm going to take this one. Yeah, there we go. The World. Oh, wow. Okay, that's beautiful. That's the last card. We have Shetland Sheepdog. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons life offered you with grace and courage. So it's almost like you're graduating out of a challenging situation. Maybe for some of you, that spiritual development and enlightenment is really just getting over something and finally seeing it for what it is. And being like, I don't have this shit weighing me down anymore. Like, I don't care anymore. For some of you, it might be that you literally don't care anymore about something, and it's just such a freeing thing to be, in. Gosh, that's a very freeing feeling. I know it. I have Moon Mercury conjunct in my chart, and so I tend to get really in my feelings and my thoughts. Like, they really intertwine, and sometimes it can be really hard for me, to get over things, I feel like, because of that. Courage. What makes you invincible, unstoppable, indomitable? How can you conquer your fears? And what do you need to do to cultivate courage? What is the act of bravery needed right now? Light work. So courage is important here, okay? And this might be, again, about conquering fears or, creating more courage or bravery in your life to move forward towards things that make you really happy. Friendship, like I said, it says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So I do see friendship here really being a big part of the next 2 weeks as well. You might be really touching on a lot of spiritual topics with a friend as well. So let's see here. What else can group number 4 expect over the next 2 weeks? 2 of Spring. The Pelican, your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or expand the number of people helping you. Ba-bam. Yeah, with that deep friendship, some of you might be really planning on collaborating with someone or having someone help you. You might be working together with another person, actually. Maybe not working in the sense of like, business work, but, doing something with another person. Wow, I love it. Okay, anything else for the next 2 weeks for group number 4? Eight of Summer. You feel that there's more to life than what you're living, so it's time to move on. You may be moving from a situation that isn't good for you, or perhaps you're being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you're in control. Nice. Again, I feel like you're moving into happier energy, is what I feel. It feels like there's a lot of activity too, like just a lot of different things going on essentially for you. So let's go ahead and get some charms. I love doing charms. Sometimes lazy, because I have to like turn down my microphone sound, so I have to edit it manually to go in there and like make it quiet. And I really need to dust this. Wow, you guys can see that I don't dust anything ever. Oops, I was actually dusting at my grandma's yesterday, so I do dust, just not at home. But grandma needs help, so. Okay, so group number 4, next 2 weeks. Yep, definitely a lot of busy activity. The wolf is coming through again. Huh, interesting. So here we have a lot of animal energy. So I too wonder if you're going to encounter some animals over the next few weeks. We have the wolf, the hummingbird, and the turtle. So I get a good equal amount of fast and slow. And I was kind of getting that too with the social activity. Think about the wolf even. It's a pack animal / lone wolf. You hear these both things, right? And then think about the hummingbird. So freaking fast, right? But a lot of turtles move a little bit slower. Not all of them, of course. Not all of them. Okay? I remember I used to get in arguments, like discussions with my preschool students when we talk about turtles. And some were like, no, turtles are fast. And then some would say they're slow. And then we'd get in big discussions about this and children would be arguing back and forth. But when I see this particular charm, I think of like, a slower moving energy. But then we have fast. So it's like almost like back and forth. It's almost like some days are super busy and then other days you just get to chill. And what I find here is that there's just that nice balance for you guys over the next 2 weeks. It's like, not too much social stuff, not too little. Not too much activity, not too little activity, right? It's like it kind of slows down when you need it. And you have that resting period. I do feel like there is like quite a bit of focus on relationship here with Libra. Again, we have that teapot, so maybe you have some of these signs showing up in maybe a friend. We have Libra, Pisces, and Aquarius. So showing through here in these 3 signs in particular, they might be, important. We also have Leo, perhaps here, because we do have a sun charm. But I want to say that this is to me the sun, and I would say that maybe there's more outdoor activity, sunshine, trying to get more sunshine, happier energy. We also have this little seascape here with a bird. Some of you might receive a message from overseas. I also feel that some of you might be thinking about travel for the future or dreaming about faraway places, or maybe some of you are literally visiting the beach. We also have Hello Kitty and Belle, by the way. So it's some childlike energy here coming through with some, kind of childhood things. Belle, of course, could mean that with the Courage card, she's very much courageous in being herself and being authentic to herself. So I definitely get that. Again, maybe for some of you, there is a focus on books, perhaps. And let's see what else. Friendship, again. Aquarius, of course, can talk about friendship, groups, one-on-one relationships. And then Pisces, isolation or, alone time. Okay, so again, we get that mix. We also have these little dice here. So maybe you're taking a gamble with another person might be important over the next 2 weeks for you. Maybe you want to kind of pair up with someone and take a gamble and kind of roll your dice with someone. The other thing I wanted to say, of course, you might be a little bit luckier over this period of 2 weeks. So more lucky occurrences, maybe winning something, getting something gained. And then we have the leaf. So turning over a new leaf is what comes to my mind. So maybe you're turning over some new leaves and coming up with some new ideas and new things in your life to kind of go for. But that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 4. Honestly, all the messages this week, or for the next 2 weeks for you, every group was pretty positive, and I'm super, super happy to say that. I feel like it's pretty good for almost everyone. Maybe a few challenges here and there, but your pile felt very much positive. So very nice, very nice. And again, connect with other people that will also help you kind of achieve the things you want. And I just get a lighthearted energy here. So let me know how this resonates. After maybe the 2 weeks have passed, if you remember to come back, let me know. But I wish you all the very, very best. Okay? Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.